taken the elementary grades. I've made the 8th grades in 3 years.
8 grades in 3 years.
Yeah.
Starting at age 10, you see.
And all he spoke was ancient Greek. Didn't even speak Italian.
Didn't even speak English.
No, that
Bob, you didn't enter high school until 19?
1919.
No, but your
No.
age was 6.
It was 1919.
No, wait a minute. I entered.
This
High
is a
school,
paper I did on light verse.
Well,
I know,
yes.
I read a lot of this.
Read that last one at the very
Yeah,
bottom of the page on the right-hand side.
The way you, what we thought
Anonymous?
you were saying was you were
I think
age
so.
19 until age 22. You'd met 1919 until 1922, right? Yeah.
The heavyweight champ of Seattle defeated a bull in a battle. Then with vigor and gumption assumed the bull's function and deflowered a whole herd of cattle.
That was in the yearbook?
This is on the light verse paper that I did, and I
Oh.
selected all these light verses,
I
that
did-
whole, this is what, I used your machine upstairs for to do all these. There's some, one
I
night we
thought
had,
we were still on the yearbook, and I thought they allowed that in it.
one night when, I don't remember who was here, Brent's friends, I know that Greg was here. We started on
The
poetry.
heavyweight champ of Seattle defeated the bull in a
And
battle.
it
With vigor and
was-
gumption assumed the bull's function and deflowered a whole herd of cattle. Actually, that's one of those ones you put to music. See, I figured that out.
Well, you
What's a
don't
limerick? Is that a
necessarily.
limerick or is it? It's not a limerick, is it?
There are some really
I think it's a limerick,
marvelous
yeah.
light verse, funny verse in
The
there.
heavyweight champ of Seattle defeated a bull in a battle. Then with vigor and gumption assumed the bull's function and deflowered a whole herd of cattle.
Ended up in the stream, and he was washing downstream, and they finally get him out, and they
Yeah, I
said,
remember that.
he said, how did you
Floating
get
under
in
the
there?
bridge, back and
Right.
forth, they're asking him on the bridge.
How did you get in there? And he says, Tigger bounced me. And Tigger says, I did not, I didn't bounce you. He says, I coughed. I mean, I was going like this, and I went, you know? He says, you bounced me. I did not. So anyways, then
Isn't
you hear
Eeyore the
this
donkey?
voice. Then you hear this voice. Yeah, the Eeyore's a
Yeah,
donkey.
big blue donkey.
He's the one who says, somebody says, hi, Eeyore, and he says, thanks for noticing me. You know, like this. Anyways.
Nice. Tigger the guy
Tigger's
talks
a
like
guy,
this.
yeah, well, yeah,
Kinda
but
get
it's
the-
even better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So anyways, then you hear this voice. It's the narrator's voice, right? You hear this voice saying, I know what we'll do. And Tigger looks straight at the camera and he says, who? No, somebody says, who is that? Winnie the Pooh says, who is that? Tigger says, it's the narrator. it's the narrator. God, it's so funny.
What's this, a video?
Oh yeah, and oh my
Winnie
God,
the
it's
Pooh.
funny. Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree is probably the best one.
Where do
That's
you
the
get
one that
these?
I have.
In the kids section in a video
There
store?
he is, what a stud. Yeah. God, nice looking guy, Bob.
I noticed he had the
That's how
same
much it
sweater
is.
on in his sophomore year as in his
Wow,
junior
this
year.
Where?
Down
He
Fence
didn't
Road.
have a junior year, he skipped his junior
Or senior year, I mean.
I was down there riding the bike
But,
At the athletic club?
at the what?
Dad, this is funny. So, Winnie the Pooh gets stuck. I'm telling you.
I was looking at your mother.
She already heard the story.
Did you make a bad face at me? Why?
And I don't like you.
Why?
Why?
Here's telling you a story.
Yeah, I'm telling you a story. Are you gonna listen to me? You have a little problem with this. Are you gonna listen to me?
I'm gonna listen.
I'll listen to you, sir.
You listen to me?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, Winnie the Pooh gets stuck. He goes over to Rabbit's house and he gets stuck.
I've heard this before.
So I like to have my hair done.
You heard this one?
Yeah, he's trying to back out,
Turned
trying
out
to
she
get out.
worked as a waitress
Get
at
stuck.
Strasse for a
Get stuck.
while.
Oh, she did.
And then what happens?
What's all about the honey?
You don't
I heard
remember?
it a lot.
You never heard it.
Bob, would you like some ice cream?
Have I told you the story before?
Okay.
Can I tell you? That's my favorite story.
I haven't heard it.
Oh.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Spoon's on it.
So anyways,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why are you so into telling these stories about Winnie the Pooh?
because they're
Because that's
so
she's in a wedding
good.
Pooh face.
Okay, good. I like that. That's a good answer.
So anyways,
Real good answer.
it's a true answer.
Okay, just a sec. Okay, roll them. Cut. Scene. Action.
Bob was leaving. Okay, so anyways,
Chocolate on chocolate.
so Winnie the Pooh.
Is he a bear? He's a bear,
I'm not
right?
giving my part of the story.
I must say, sir, that you really have got me to the point where I want to see these videos.
Oh my God, they're good.
Because I've never seen them. I just read the books when I was a little kid.
So what happens? Winnie the Pooh goes into Rabbit's house to eat. And Rabbit doesn't want him to come in because he knows he eats too much. But so Winnie the Pooh finally gets in.
Winnie the Pooh?
Winnie the Pooh finally gets in.
Winnie the Woo.
And Rabbit says, would you like condensed milk or honey on your bread? Pooh says, not wanting to sound greedy or anything, he says, I'll have both, please, but no bread, thank you. So anyways, they say he ate and ate and ate and ate and ate.
Is the narrator?
Yeah, the narrator says this. So finally, then Pooh says in a very sticky voice, I must be going now. So, I must be going now. So anyways, he goes to get out of Rabbit's hole, and he gets stuck, half in and half out.
Because he ate so much?
Because he ate so much. Rabbit says, Rabbit says, it comes from eating so much honey. And Pooh says, it comes from not having front doors big enough. So anyways, Owl comes by and he says, Pooh, you must be stuck. And Pooh sits there, oh no, just resting and just humming to myself. So Owl says, what we need is an excavation expert. And then this mole comes up from the ground. Did somebody call for an excavation expert? And Owl says, yes, well, we need somebody to help open up this hole. And he says, first thing you gotta do is get rid of the bear. He's gumming up the whole project. Damn, that's funny.
Sounds great.
First thing you do is gotta kill that bear. Gumming up the whole project. Exactly how he said it. So funny. He is the project. Owl's supposed to be so smart. So he says,
Did you ever
what's it? What? He says, what's the charge? Oh, about 10 sticks of dynamite. Can you give me an estimate? Oh, never give estimates. Too risky. He says, what do you think it's me? Oh, it's dynamite. So anyways.
Mother.
So Pooh says, so then they decide that they have to wait till Pooh gets
Well,
thin
you're still
again. It's the
doing
only
this,
way. Because they can't blast
Tom,
him out.
didn't you get any ice cream?
Yeah,
Oh.
So anyways, Pooh's sitting there in the middle of the night with his head sticking out, and somebody's tied a scarf around his head, so he's sitting there with this little scarf around his head.
Still stuck.
He's still stuck. And the mole comes out, he's walking by, he pops out, and he has his lunch, and he says, and Pooh says, is that lunch? Because he's really upset because they won't let him eat, So he says, yes. And Mole happens to mention that he has some honey in his lunch. Pooh says, could I have a little, I just can't remember exactly what he said something about. Can I have some honey or something like that? Pooh says, could I have a little mackerel of honey? He's just imitating exactly the way the mole talks. He says, first thing you gotta do is get rid of that speech impediment. He doesn't say first thing, he says, so funny. Oh yeah, you gotta do something about that speech impediment, sonny. So funny.
Sounds like these guys are all on drugs, just kind of.
Oh, it's amazing. The humor is just like.
Little kids don't laugh at that, though, do they?
I guess they do because he's so popular, but
Well,
it's just a humor.
Are these adapted
just-
right from the book?
No, I don't think they
It's
laugh.
like-
I think they're just comical.
Well,
but
see,
it's not meant to be
they're
funny.
not for little kids. Winnie the Pooh really, his writing is not for little children. It's
Yeah, but
for
kids laugh at the
fifth,
guy
sixth
getting
grade.
stuck in the
They
hole.
like the
Right.
stories. They like the stories, though, and
Right.
the characters.
That's right, but he's
yeah,
really
the humor, though, do you think?
he's written for more around 6th grades. But
Do
that's
you
what.
think they get the real humor?
That's what. No, I mean it's adult humor. I think A.A. Milne
I
is.
think it is too.
But the kids
I think that's a hard thing about Winnie the Pooh is that you know, they like the characters when they're little, and then when they get to be old enough to read, they say, "Oh, I don't want to read about some bear." You know, so it's a hard age, and a lot of people don't end up reading Winnie the Pooh until they're adults, because by the time they can really read them, they're not really interested. But then wait, then there's one part where it's Eeyore's birthday. It's Eeyore's birthday, and nobody's remembered. Nobody's remembered that it's his birthday, but they don't know it's his birthday. So Pooh says, "What's wrong, Eeyore?" And Eeyore says, "Oh, nothing." He says, "Oh, nothing. It's my birthday. Can't you tell?" And okay, Pooh and Eeyore are like in a field and there's nothing around them. "Can't you see all the presents? All the people? All the candy?" And Pooh's looking
He had one
around.
already.
Pooh's looking all around for everything. So,
Who did these?
These holidays are coming to a close.
Who did these, Sarah?
Yeah, it's not good.
Who did the animation?
Walt Disney,
Really? Are they old?
I kill you.
Do they go?
yeah, well,
20 years old.
yeah, 60s.
Oh, that's not very old, I guess.
Yeah.
I never even heard of them.
No, I don't know.
I mean, you know, I've always heard of the.
Not through the holidays?
Well, no, I've heard not the animation. I've heard of you know the famous Disney stuff like Fantasia and.
Yeah, well,
Sorcerer's
they're
Apprentice.
classics, but they
It's just.
And I was talking to Tom Hickey.
50 years old.
I was talking to Tom Hickey, you know, a couple days ago, and he was
Charlie
it Hickey? Yeah, and he was watching
McIntyre asked me to
an Italian version of Fantasia called Allegro non troppo.
oh wow.
Keep trying, Mike.
How can it be Italian?
Charlie
There's no
McIntyre.
speaking in Fantasia.
No, well, that's what he said. But I remember that when that was playing here in town about
What do you think of him?
6 years ago.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
Fantasia came out when I was a little kid in the late
I mean, yeah,
30s.
you
Mother
could
took me to
perceive
see
him as being full of
Really?
It
shit,
was a
too.
big failure at the time.
I
But he's-
hated
he's
it.
a pretty nice guy. He's always been real nice to me.
Now it's become a
You know
big
Jim
cult
Smith?
classic, but when it came out, it was not.
That's the
Right.
type.
Huh.
The guy's
Mother
nice.
talking.
And how could an animated thing be a failure back then?
Oh, Fantasia.
You know what I mean? It must have.
There's
There's
no,
always 100 guys. Or,
What?
Too sophisticated. It was, you know, it was. Have you seen it?
it's
it's a little
bizarre.
It's pretty
oversimplified.
abstract.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of stories.
Jim Smith,
different.
yeah.
They did Night on Bald Mountain. They did.
Oh, right, right.
Nutcracker. Things on the Nutcracker. What else?
Yeah.
It wasn't you know, it wasn't a.
No, I don't know. He seems.
story.
If you
There
talk
are
to
no
him,
words, you know, and if you bring a
Yeah, it's the
young
kind of guy you
child
pass on
with
the
no
street and he
words,
acts like he doesn't know
sometimes
you or
it just
something.
doesn't work.
you know, don't tell me.
Well, can you get Winnie the Pooh at any video store? Do you
Yeah.
think?
If you strike up a conversation or something, he'll jump in there and
Make sure you don't get the new adventures of
something.
Winnie the Pooh. though.
he's the kind of
What do
guy
you
who
get?
leave the room won't say goodbye. That kind
The
of thing.
classics. There's 4.
His whole
They're all
family. It
trying
just
They're
sounds like
funny.
a bunch of
I own one. Well, no, I
There's
can
a
bring
lot
it back.
of people
I own
shy.
2 of them actually.
Yeah.
2 out of the 4.
First, you get rid of the speech impediment.
No, it's,
There's a lot of
you gotta do
people who are
something
shy.
about that.
I mean, it takes a certain amount of poise to say
Brent, when I
goodbye
was
when you're
about well,
and go around
when I
each person.
started to took across the United
Say
States with
goodbye.
Sandra
And that make-
Paddington and
It
3
make
other
them natural
friends.
to
Do you
you.
want some coffee?
And one of the girls read us
But other
Winnie the
people
Pooh
don't.
all the way across the country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fun to see Sarah having the same kick out of it that I did at that age.
I don't remember when I read it, but I had the books, and I remember just kind of being entranced by this strange world, you know.
I looked at Kanga and Root.
And there was a guy named Christopher Robin who was a human, right? That,
He was a Christopher Robin's little boy who was the son of A.A. Milne,
That
actually.
new suit is.
and he
shrunk.
communicated with him or something.
They were his
The
animals,
legs
and
have
they
gotta be-
so they
Yeah.
were his stuffed animals.
It's
And
pretty funny about those
Live.
things from.
But in the stories, they were his friends, and they all lived together in the woods.
I tried them on.
yeah, that's
Really?
right.
I was gonna wear
Is
them.
the coffee too
They're
strong?
nice, huh?
That's great.
Yeah.
He's a really nice man.
Oh,
Anyway,
it's
it's funny
just a
though.
minute for us, Brent.
Those red
It's
ones.
so funny though, Brett.
There's one of those girls that
A hang bag.
handbag. It's always kind of carrying like the Louis Vuitton kind of handbags all over the place, you know. Like they'd be wearing their sweats, but they got their handbags still. They just,
When
you know,
the hell
Yankee.
did you
They,
get
they
that?
shop.
I've never heard that
I've
one.
never
before.
Shop
heard
at,
that
you know, it's
either.
like
You
kind of
have
a
to
Yankee
carry
peddler
it.
and
Wait,
nursery.
that-
You're
Yeah.
a woman.
Couldn't you call them Gucci chicks because they're walking around sweats but wearing
I don't know, I
Gucci
heard
shit?
that from I think Brian Miller or David.
Or Reebok, maybe a Reebok chick.
Handbag chick.